What is up, guys? This is your boy Torius, back again with another video. Right now I'm in the sun. I'm outside in the nature. I got these beautiful clouds behind me. Now in my car. Mom's car. I'm out in my car right now. I'm out here under a tree. I'm gonna be talking about practicing what I preach, right? So like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment below what you think about the video. Let's get into it. So, practicing what you preach, right? Shit. It's important that you guys know that everything I say, I speak here on these videos is 100% me, right? Like it's 100% things that I believe, things that I learn, things that I do, right? Things that I practice in my life. And I make sure I keep true to that because I'm not gonna be over here telling you go to the gym every day, work out every day, exercise and eat healthy, and you know, like how to talk to girls, and I'm not doing that shit, right? Like I'm out here in the field. Like I'm literally in the field right now, you feel me? I'm literally in the field. So everything I say is because I'm out here doing it, right? So I'm not trying to steer anyone wrong. I'm not just pulling advice out of my ass, but like, oh, I want to make a quick check. Like, hell nah. Like, I understand where you guys are, and I understand what you go through, right? Because honestly, when it comes to being a dude, you care more about girls than you do about other shit, right? That's just the sad reality of it. Shit sucks out here when you're just like so focused on girls, and you know that you gotta be focused on the shit that you're focused on, right? On your purpose, on the shit that you gotta do. Like, you gotta get that shit done, but then you got all these girls nagging, right? Like yesterday I was watching this video, and dude was talking about how when you fix up, like, girls like men who are on their purpose, right? Girls like dudes that don't care about girls. That's why when you ignore a girl or be mean to a girl or whatever, she finds you more attractive, right? The thing is, it's like a paradox, because most of the time we just care about girls. Like, oh, girls. Like, that's literally the only thing on our minds. Like, I know for me, that's literally all I think about 24/7, right? Is those girls. And I do shit, so, oh, this is how I'm gonna get more girls, right? It's like crazy. It's like a weird thing in our heads that that's all we think about. So, you know, basically the video was saying how the dudes that have girls figured out, they're the dudes that get shit done, right? They're the dudes that their life is better and more shit is getting done for them. They're, you know, because they have a girl. They got that part of their life figured out, right? Like, I remember the day that it clicked for me, right? That, oh shit, I gotta get my girl problems fixed, right? Because the thing is, I already knew that I had to get all my business shit straightened up, right? Like, I was already on my business shit. Like, I was already doing all the business shit. I was already doing my purpose. I was already doing all that shit, right? But then I realized that in the girls' department, I was lacking. And I feel like it was because I wasn't focused on girls like that. I had a girlfriend and shit, but I feel like I wasn't really satisfied, right? Like, I knew that for me, I had to have sex for like every second of the day, right? Every day I had to have sex, on God. And I knew I was always horny all the time and shit. I was always like, damn, I gotta get a girl, I gotta get girls, I gotta get girls, right? Like, and I hated that. I honestly hated, like, I don't like having to think about girls 24/7, right? I don't like having to think about shit, like girls being the only thing on my mind. Like, I want to have other shit. I want to get my, like, 6 feet. I want that shit to be up in the sky. You feel me? But the thing is, I get so distracted because of girls. Girls are so distracting, right? So I tried to, and I'm trying to get all my shit done, but there's always something in my head that says you got to get this girl stuff situated, because that's more important. Because once you get that situated, then all the other shit will come together. I know that's not true, but I do want to stop thinking about girls. So I try to get the girl shit first, and then get rid of that shit, so that all I'm thinking about is, okay, I got something waiting for me. I got this consistent P, right? And now I can focus on the business. Because I remember when I was with my girlfriend, I didn't give a fuck about girls, really. Like, I didn't really care. Like, I knew we could smash. And that's when my 6 feet was really thriving, right? Because I was smashing. So I was like, all right, whatever, right? So I was Gucci. I was good. I was doing my shit. But once you have girls, like, overtaking your mind, because I remember that, like I was saying, I remember that day where I was working at the tattoo shop, right? I was at the tattoo shop, and so many girls were coming in, and I was like, damn, these girls are fine as fuck. And I wanted to get at them, but then my game was lacking. So I was always listening to business shit, right? I would always listen to like business podcasts. I would listen to No Jumper, Breakfast Club, Gary Vee. I would listen to like just people doing shit, right? Just getting inspired to get shit done, right? But the thing is that the girls part was still there, right? So I was like, you know what? I already know what to do for business. Let me listen to girl shit. So I started listening to like dating advice on girls, right? And I was listening to like Coach Corey Wayne for the beginning, because this dude recommended. He's like, yo, listen to this dude Corey Wayne. He's gonna get you all the girls you want. So I was like, all right, bet. So I looked him up, and I was listening to his advice for a little bit, and then that's how I listened to Alpha Male Strategies, right? That's when I found his videos, and his shit was funny as fuck. So I was like, oh, this dude's funny, and he gives good advice. I mean, I don't know if it was good advice. I mean, I was smashing because of it, so I'm not gonna say it's not good advice. But he was giving like advice, so I was like, all right. So I was following his advice, and I was, you know, it was working for me, right? Like his shit was working, and I was listening to Mr. Locario, and his shit he was also really funny, right? I just recently started listening to him again, because the thing is, like, I went back to listening to business shit, and then I would only listen to like Elliot Holst, right? And it's funny because he got me into like this different mindset of like, oh, don't smash every girl, just find a wife. So now I've noticed that because of that, my game has kind of been lacking, because I've been like looking for a wife, right? And before I would just have like hookup game, right? Like my game was just to hook up with girls. Like I just wanted to, oh, I'm not trying to see you after this. I'm trying to see you and then be done with you, right? And that's how like basically Alpha Male Strategies and Mr. Caro and all these fucking people, they were explaining. And then I was listening to Elliot, and Elliot was like, oh, don't date to hook up, date to marry. So I have this mindset, right? And I don't really think it's working. I mean, it's not that it's not working, but I understand what it's doing, because I'm basically just manifesting a wife right now. I'm not manifesting girls like I was before, because before I literally manifested them, right? It was crazy. But yeah, basically where I'm going with this is everything I'm doing, everything I'm saying in these videos is because I do it, right? And I want you to do the same. Like I want you to practice what you preach. Like if you say something, then do it, right? If you give someone advice, because a lot of people say like, oh, why are you giving advice if you're single? Why are you giving advice if you're you know, like that's the biggest thing. And people say like, oh, you know, coaches don't play, they coach, right? They teach. Coaches teach, they don't play. But that's, you know, the thing is that's not really how I want to be. Like I don't consider myself a dating coach at all. I just make videos on my experiences, right? Like I'm not a guru, I'm not a strength coach or whatever Elliot Holst is, or Alpha Male Strategies is, or Coach Corey Wayne, or any of these people, right? I'm not a dating coach. I don't talk about like advice for dating. Like I'll give you what I've gotten, right? So because the thing is, I understand I'm more advanced than some dudes, right? Like dudes will tell me their body counts, and I'll tell them 9, and mine is higher, right? So the thing is like a lot of dudes watching, they probably have never slept with a girl ever, right? Like if you're watching my videos and you're like, oh, your advice sucks, or your advice is whatever, you know, yeah, maybe to you, you probably might have smashed more girls than me. You probably might have done more things than me. You probably made more money than me. But there's dudes that don't got shit, right? There's lazy dudes smoking weed, beating their meat all day, playing video games, not even talking to girls, right? And this is advice is for them, to help them, because I know there's someone out there that they need this, right? I understand like all the dating coaches and shit, they don't really speak on the spiritual aspect of it, right? Like the spiritual aspect of dating is way more important than the actual dating, right? Because that's one thing I noticed. Because when I was first looking for dating advice and stuff, I would always look up what to say to girls. What do I say to her? What do I say to her? Because I would always think that it's always the magic thing to say. But the thing is, I realized, you know, a girl, I would say hi to a girl, and then she just starts busting out laughing, like, ah, and I'll literally, like that's the best thing ever. Like when a girl really likes you, she'll just laugh at everything you say. And you understand that that's not something that you can just learn. That's just what it is, right? Like that's just that's what the spiritual aspect of it is. The spiritual aspect is that's what it is. There's no labels, right? I understand that what I was doing was a scientific approach, and that's what most people do when they want to get girls. They look up, what do I say to a girl? How do I get girls? And they come up to pickup artists, and pickup artists are like, oh, this is what you say. And then there's a whole bunch of lies and a bunch of nerd words, right? And a bunch of psychology and all this shit. And the thing is that all that really does, it kind of makes you awkward, right? Like all the dating, all the pickup artist shit just makes you kind of into like an awkward person, right? Because I noticed that when I was looking up like all those dating advices shits and stuff, like I would be strategizing, oh, how do I get this girl? Like I would just, oh, should I touch her here? Oh, should I kiss her this? Should I say this to kiss her or whatever? Or should I fuck her this way or that way, whatever? And I realized, you know what? This is all just mechanical. It's like you're making this interaction that's a spirit. It's a spiritual interaction. Whenever you talk to a girl, it's a spiritual thing. Like your souls are supposed to connect, right? That's why they emphasize soulmates so much on these things, because it's a soul interaction. Like when you're talking to these girls, it's a soul thing. It's not a scientific thing. It's not a mechanical thing. It's not a robotic thing. You're supposed to connect your souls with the girl, right? That's why you get to know her. You get to know the things that she's been through. It's like you two are friends, and then you find out, oh, you've been through this. Like you guys are long lost friends, and you're just catching up, right? That's all you got to see it. Because when you're having sex, you're basically binding the souls together. You're combining the souls. You're creating one force, right? You're creating. It's one thing, right? Because you're basically making one person. That's what you do when you make a baby. You make one person. It's two flesh in one. That's a divine thing. That's a spiritual thing. It's a soulful thing. It's not scientific. It's not robotic. You're not creating in a laboratory the mechanics, the metrics, right? You're not doing that. You're making a baby. You're making a person. You're combining the souls. So when you're talking to girls, you got to see it in that way. It's not about what you say. It's about what is going on, right? Like, yeah, I understand that you can have a bad game. You can say the wrong thing, but it's not that you say the wrong thing. It's just you're coming off unconfident, right? Or she doesn't like your ideas, and she doesn't like, you know, there is something about her, right? It's never about you. It's about her. But basically, what this video is about is just practicing what you preach. Just keep your word. Stay true to your word all the time. If you say something, just keep that shit. Like for me, I find keeping my word to be such an important thing, right? Like integrity. Since I do business, I permanently put something on someone's skin, so I have to have as much integrity as I can when I'm doing this thing, right? So I'm always like, because I tattoo, so whenever I'm tattooing, I always make sure, like, okay, this is something that's, you know, gonna be on this person for life. So I have to have my integrity. I gotta make sure I'm not giving them a disease. I gotta make sure I'm not skipping steps. I'm not lollygagging. I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing this shit. I'm binding something. I'm branding them, right? Every time I tattoo someone, it's like a brand. It's an Torius brand, right? You're literally branding these people. But that's it. That's gonna be it for the video. Stay true to your word. So say you're gonna like this video and then like it. Let's get this video to 100,000 people keeping their word. Subscribe if you're new. And if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram at Torius at fresh&fit interviews, and follow me as well. And comment below what questions you want me to answer, or send them to me in a DM, and I'll answer them in another video. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace.